Hi guys. Sorry I'm a little late. Had some last minute chocolate acquisition to take care of. Hey yo, hey Fireholder, hey Pigeon Boy, hey Turley Tuft. How cursed can it be? Well, we're going to find out. Let's see. Luna will find a way. Life finds a way. Probably work due to thinking about morality and solitaire. That's an interesting combo. I look forward to your findings. Don't worry, boys. Settle down now, Case is here. You've started preliminary saucing to proof myself against these devilish black magic curses. You're a self-saucing coyote. Hey, Usuki, welcome! Welcome! Welcome back from nerd hunting. I hope you got yourself some fine specimens. Huzzah! How's the music, everybody? Is it too loud? Just fine? Just right? The beer flows. Oh, God. So this might end up being extra cursed for you, Case. Oh, hey, Jeep. No worries. I always appreciate it when people can come in, even if it's just for a couple seconds, a hello and a goodbye, because it means you thought of me. And that just makes a girl feel special. Slightly too loud music. Alright. Let's see. How's it now? Can you hear me now? I'm helping turn a rat into a were-rat, so there's that. Everybody needs goals, everybody needs hobbies, Usu. Don't let anybody dull your sparkle. I had to deal with the mother-in-law. I deserve as much beer as I can find. Do you not have a good relationship with your mother-in-law? Still slightly loud, alright? I wonder why it got so loud. Hey, Sumio, welcome! Alright. Alright. I have snacks, I have beverage. I have art. Well, I don't have art yet. The art must emerge from my damaged psyche, as all the best art does. That's my only reference, by the way. In terms of art reference today. You know, during the Cursed Sumio art stream, I had tons of reference, but this, you know, if I need reference for me, well, here I am. And a dog is a dog. I have enough experience with the doggishness of dogs to be able to dogify myself, I think. Although I could be wrong. That woman is infuriating. Which one? Oh, your mother-in-law. I apologize. I'm sorry she's infuriating. Oh, back to Migraine Town. No, don't go to Migraine Town. Nobody likes it there. One star. Would not recommend. You're bonked because he can. That's why, Usu. He's trying to keep you down. I followed your advice on Mother's Day and took her to a flower garden. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm so glad. Did she like it? Oh, hi, Jim. Welcome. We can likely find some sort of furry study on the subject, of course. Oh, probably. Do you have a choice to go to Migraine Town? No, I know you don't have a choice, but... Now... Oh, it was raining most of the time. Oh, well, but yeah, but there's indoor gardens, so that's okay. No, I'm glad. That reminds me. Happy Mother's Day to all those who celebrate, who identify as such. Including all you single dads out there. You gotta be both. So, single parents get to celebrate both Mother's Day and Father's Day. All right. So, there's a couple details I forgot about for this stream that I remembered just right before, and which is one of being, the most important one being, of course, my character in Death Road to Canada is also, like, one of my attributes is that I'm mega buff. So not only am I going to be lower half dog, I'm going to be enormously jacked. So this should be excellent. Luna, after you complete the Dog-taur, can you put in a speech bubble that says Ed Word? Why? My Mother's Day did not go well, but Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Juice Dog-taur. Hitting the juice. Gotta get me that HGH. Although, if I'm a Dog-taur, do I need to get DGH too? Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, womp womp. Alright. Are there Dog-taurs in Full Metal Alchemist? Also, my character's, I went back to look at the VOD, and my character, his weapon of choice at that moment of glory, of magnificence, was a pipe. So that's excellent. But we'll start with a basic shape and see where it goes. Now, the dog part itself, looked like kind of like a shaggy reddish dog, which makes me think of like, kind of like an Irish setter. But I don't want the hair to be too long, because that's not good for battle, because that'll get, that's something that people can grab onto and pull and stuff. So it'll be shaggy, but not too shaggy. As if I were a dog VTuber. Well, who knows where this may end up, where this will go. Now, let's see. I'm gonna kind of lose my hips in this, because the hip part would be just transitioning, right? Tail and ears, done. Excellent. That doesn't count as a Dog-taur, though, I don't think. So now, the dog, anatomically speaking, the dog's shoulders would be my hip bones. This is what I'm guessing. I don't actually, it's all guesswork when you're talking about mythology. Dog-tubers are surprisingly rare. I know of two right off the top of my head. There's Aiko and Kamui Kushi. And then there's I don't remember his name, but there's a yellow lab VTuber who's also in the mix. So, there's 46 trillion cats. Well, the thing about the cat VTubers is that you kind of have to be careful about, you have to double check, because with cat VTubers, they could be a cat, they could be a wolf, they could be a fox, or they could be, I don't know, something else. So half the time when I think I found a cat VTuber, I've actually found a fox VTuber. Horse VTuber. Not that I can think of. It should be my stance. It should be a proud, kind of a wide stance, for stability. Didn't Kuroi retire, graduate, post their layoff? I don't know. One horse VTuber. Huh. There's a couple of wide Luna. Thick Luna. Speaking of doggos, and why not? Why not speak of doggos? Why speak of anything else, really? I am trying to set up some very interesting collabs for the next couple of weeks. Actually, next week is going to be, you'll see, I'm going to post the next week's schedule later after the stream tonight, but next week is going to be very, very light. I'm only doing 2 streams next week. And the reason is that I am taking some of those extra days to finish up and work on the charity postcards, the charity stream postcard rewards for donors. I have 5 or 6 illustrated postcards that I want to make, that I have promised to make. So I would like to give myself adequate time to do that and not, have it turn into a situation where they take months and months to finish, because that's no funsies. So I'll be doing that next week mostly. But of the 2 streams that I'm actually going to be doing, one will be a collab with Uni. We'll be doing a Tabletop Simulator and playing some games with Tabletop Simulator. Oh, hey, Puzzle, welcome. Yeah, and then the other one is going to be, I did a little bit of digging after the last stream, because I wanted to find, I feel like I owe you guys another shot at a horror game or a scary game or a suspenseful game. And also I want to do it for myself too. I mean, for my own interest. So I was doing some homework and I was looking up, I got some recommendations from people in chat as well as some recommendations via Discord. And I found a couple that I was going to choose from. And I think I know which one I want to do, but I kind of want to go over the options with you guys and feel like kind of what you guys think. So one of the options is Firewatch. The other option is Soma. I basically looked for quote-unquote horror games, or I looked for walking simulators that had a horror or a suspense element to them. So there's Firewatch, but I don't know. So Firewatch and Soma are kind of in the lead right now. But if you guys know of anything similar to that type of thing that you can recommend, I've already played Gone Home. I've played Gone Home. I've played The Stanley Parable. It's creepy, but not horror. Yeah, I got the sense that it was more like suspenseful. This dog is kind of like a lowrider a little bit like there's a bit of corgi in here, which is fine. I like the fact that it's a dog that is low to the ground but has like an enormous tail. I've seen a dog like that before. See, Devotion, Layers of Fear 2. Oh, Layers of Fear. I saw it on a list, but I didn't look into it. Observation, if you want more space sci-fi horror. Not necessarily. Just trying to get a feel for what people have strong feelings about. It's worth playing, but it won't scare you. All right. See, that's the delicate balance I'm trying to find, is that yes, I want it to be scary, but I don't want it to be so terrifying that I can't actually move through the game. And I also don't want to be sitting in a chair just pushing a button the entire time waiting to die. I want some agency. I don't have to be able to fight, although if I have to fight, that's not a problem. But, and I also don't want it to be kind of like, I don't want it to turn in, a puzzle game is perfect, although I don't want it to be so, obscure, or like to have the puzzles be so obtuse that it becomes boring or frustrating for everyone to watch me play, like Myst or something like that. That's one that goes back in the archives. Yes, there's a difference between horror and terror. Now, tell me about Corpse Party. I was watching you play Corpse Party, Fig, and Corpse Party? Corpse Party? Farts, Cordy? I was watching you play Corpse Party, and I feel like it seems like a game that is done in that particular style, that pixely style, wouldn't be scary. How would that be? It's not, doesn't have enough. I mean, maybe I'm ignorant, but it feels like it would be, you wouldn't think it would be scary, right? Luna as a long-haired dachshund Dog-taur. Yes, but you see, here's the thing. I noticed when I went back to watch the VOD that I also have these like 2 stripes that go on the back right here, which is very odd. That's not a pattern you often see on a dog, which makes me think that I'm not actually a Dog-taur, that I'm actually I'm responsible for the 20th century, all the 20th century sightings of the Tasmanian tiger. Oh, there are scenes in Corpse Party in which characters get their organs smashed out. Nice. Not scary for jump scares. Ooh, pretty nasty. Tasmanian tigers, yes. That's why I'm thinking maybe I'm a Tasmanian tiger tour. Well, I'm drawing. Camera isn't catching my eyes when I look down. I am drawing with my eyes shut. Look how good I am. Let's see. How can we fix that? How can we fix my eyeballs? Let me see. Let's see if I can fix my eyeballs. If I look down. Uno momento, friends. As I adjust my face. Hey! Okay. How's that? That work? Are my eyes closing too much? Alright. Soma has a lot of fairly intellectual, existential stuff for you to unpack, and I think there's a lot more room to have a conversation with. I'm trying to be accurate without spoiling. Yeah, I mean, I have watched... Here's what I've done. I've watched the trailers for a lot of different things. I've watched the trailer for Soma. So I get the impression, that feeling that it's going to be like a psychological, like I'm going to have an existential crisis, which is fine. I've had those before. They can be fun. They can be terrible. Soma is the most depressing game I've ever played. Wow. All right, I gotta make myself super buff here. Also have to remember to give myself sunglasses and the pipe. So I feel like my arms are gonna do a thing. They're gonna do the whole like holding onto the pipe while. So the pipe will be here. And then I'll have like the other hand kind of holding the pipe like here. So, thusly. Welcome to your 30s. Soma is one of the games I can watch over and over again and not get bored. Oh, that's promising. Because that's another thing. Walking simulators can be tricky because they can be, they run the risk. There were some that I read reviews of where people were like, oh, it's a really great game to play, but it's super slow burn. Seeing people unpack Soma in their own way is fascinating. All right, well, looks like Soma might be the one to beat. Because I had other ideas, like I was thinking maybe I'll do Jackbox games or with everybody, or I'll do Minecraft. But with Jackbox games for next week, I am already playing the tabletop simulator with Uni, so I wanted a little bit more variety. So that'll come later. Oh, Puzzle turns 30 Earth years in 2 months. It's, you know, it's looming toward you. Let's see, how do I want my head to look? I mean, I wanted to look, I mean, obviously, this Dog-taur form is the most beautiful I've ever been. I mean, I know it's hard to believe that when you look at the monstrosity before you behind this tablet, it's hard to believe that I could ever have looked as majestic as this is already looking. But it's true. I've changed. I can never go back. Prepare yourself for the existential crisis with a motorcycle. With a motorcycle. Oh, how do I do that? Do I just have to go for do I have to go for like a cathartic, a post-soma catharsis ride? So I've got to be mega buff. So I got to have the neck abs, you know, the neck tweak there. I have the neck abs. I'm gonna have to move this in a minute, move this around a little bit so I can fit all of my magnificence into one picture. Let's see. I don't know how to describe them. I know what they are. Neck abs. I just... One of my chief... Oh no, there's way more. There's room up there. I'm just zoomed in. A good 9 months of basically zero social interaction in the wilderness helped. Hey, you know... Yes. The other game I can watch over and over again is Dead Space, but that one is a little more scary. I watched Sumio play that one. It's funny. I think maybe because my life, I have spent a good portion of my life in space, that space games are not interesting to me. It's sort of like if there was a game for you guys about mowing your lawn. It's just sort of like, oh, that's just life. That's just life. Dank ass nooners. You say that phrase a lot, Case. Dank ass. Trapezius muscles. Right now I'm just building it. I'm building up the bulk. Building the bulk. I'm gonna be more jacked than a cursed Sumio in a Durntal. Because I'm mega buff, remember. Mega buff. Not just buff, which you would think would be enough, but mega buff. Can never be too buff. Can never be too swole. I want to have a little, like, container of protein powder and HGH, like a little needle and stuff down here. I actually have no idea how HGH is administered, probably by injection. I remember, another thing that Soma kind of reminds me of, in the fact that it takes place underwater, is that, it reminds me a little bit of the BioShock games, which I've never played, but I have watched people play. I've been kind of an observer of people playing that game, because sometimes I just enjoy being in the audience, which I'm sure some of you can relate to. But the BioShock games are a little bit more, based on the art style, probably a little bit more, not cartoony, just a different style, just a different art style. Now, think about I can always make the human part smaller relative to the body of the dog, but look at the moment how stout this is, like how easily this creature would fall forward. Like the center of gravity of this creature is like right here, right? So the rest of this would just sort of tip in. Now, but I feel like so the thing about I may play with the idea of, at least off stream, trying to play another one of not the first one, but trying to see if I enjoy the later versions of Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know if the same premise applies in terms of gameplay. Like, are they all just sit in a chair while you wait to die, or is there a different element at any point? Your shoulders shouldn't be wider than your front hips. Your shoulders shouldn't be wider than your front hips. Yes, Case, but well, that's the basic male. That's the basic male anatomy, though, right? It's the basic male anatomy is shoulders to the waist. Like, it's not like that's a very extreme example, but most guys are more like up and down, like the, yes, but still slightly wider once you add in the muscles and everything. No, this is very much not what would happen. Why are you peddling for me, Modbot? Why are you begging for donations, Modbot? I'm doing just fine. Just because I refill my shampoo bottle multiple times and shake it around to get all the soap out doesn't mean I'm short on cash. It means that I'm trying to use everything. I'm trying to use all the meat and all the fur on the buffalo, okay? It's a BioShock reference. Oh. Well, I guess I wasn't present for when someone played that part of BioShock. BioShock would be a good horror game starter game. I do feel like upper part needs to be a bit smaller overall. Even you know, fantasy anatomy aside. That's a bit better. This is either a huge dog, by the way, or I am a tiny person. Like, I guess this could be the dog from The Sandlot, the giant English Mastiff. Forever. Why waste perfectly good shampoo? Exactly. Plus, if you clean out a shampoo bottle entirely, it makes it much more likely that it can be recycled. That plastic can be recycled because now it's technically cleaned. I haven't thought about that movie in ages. It's a good one. I love it. Need to change the angle of my face. Plastic can't really be recycled. Not as much as people think it can. Well, here's the thing. Most plastics are technically recyclable, but most plastics are expensive to recycle. And most recycling plants that exist in most places aren't equipped to do it. Like somebody said, well, those styrofoam takeaway containers say that they're recyclable. Yes, technically yes, but almost no facility can handle them. They're extremely difficult to recycle and extremely expensive to recycle, so they don't. Yes, they can only be recycled once or twice. See, I'm gonna have sunglasses on, so it's sort of hard for me to envision my eyeballs ahead of time. I don't draw myself very often, so I get nervous when I have to do it. It's like, oh no! What do I look like again? 2 eyes? 2? Also, because I have to remember to draw the meat suit, not the, I have to remember to draw the Gundam, not, the real Luna. Dr. Bronner's. I'm thinking about switching to bars of shampoo. There are certain companies that will make shampoo bars that come in cardboard wrapping so that they are more recyclable And apparently the shampoo bars are excellent and they last long. They last quite a while. I like thinking about me having these really buff arms with these delicate fingerless gloves. The Gundam? Oh, Pigeon Boy, you're not aware? He doesn't know, you guys. Should we tell him? Should we tell him? Should we let him wonder? Ooh, fun fact about soap bars. Fun fact about one of my favorite things about soap bars also at any dry product like that is that you can fly with it. There's no, like, the limitation is on liquid quantity, not on dry. So you can do dry toothpaste, which can be reconstituted. You can also do dry shampoo, of course. And yeah, I mean, it makes it much easier to travel with the stuff. You sweet summer bird, Pigeon. You lack critical information. Okay, Pigeon. So this is in the lore. If somebody has not put this in the lore yet, you've failed me, and I'm gonna find out. I am an alien being from the cosmos. Biological. I'm not like an android or a replicant. Well, I guess replicants are biological technically too. But I'm not like an android or anything. But I do not look like you necessarily. Of your folk. But because I have to study your folk, or that's the intention of my visit, was to study you and to study your life forms, I have to blend in. So before every mission, after our briefing on every mission, we are given a special suit, special Gundam that we wear that roughly matches your folk so that we can blend in and we don't have to deal with any crap while we're here. But joke's on us. We get to deal with crap anyway. Let's see. Any motorcycle, anything that sells either A, soap, or B, candles is full of hipster douchebags. Okay. It's nearly 100% accurate indicator of hipsterness. Only thing that comes to mind when it comes to Gundam jokes relating to bodies is that we are meat Gundams run by our brains. Yes, I am a meat Gundam. Well, I have a meat Gundam. Someday I'm going to be arrested for accidentally smuggling the little packets of shampoo. Hey, I love smuggling the little packets of shampoo. I paid for the room. I'm taking the shampoo. I might even ask for extra. I might even pretend to be out. If I'm staying more than one night, I might even pretend to be out of shampoo so I can get more free shampoo. Because I'm cheap. But when this whole COVID situation broke out and I had an abundance of shampoos and soaps and everybody was like, how are we going to get soap? I was like, hey, remember that time you made fun of me for hoarding hotel soaps? Who's laughing now? That's right. Listen. I don't hoard the shampoo because I can't afford shampoo. I hoard the shampoo because I paid for the shampoo. Essentially, I paid for the shampoo. So I'm taking it with me. Hotel soap prepper. Yes, who would have thought? Everybody's like, I need to have biofuel or renewable energy, or I need to have 5 years worth of dried beans and rice in my basement, or I need to have converted a storage unit into an underground bunker. No. Nope, that's not what you needed at all. It was soap. Shampoo. No one would have thought of that. That's why I love watching that show, Preppers, because the question to me always remains, what if you're wrong about the method by which the world goes to shit? Like, you're preparing for economic collapse, or you're preparing for a huge tsunaami, or you're preparing for an enormous earthquake, but there's very unique those are very unique things. Like, yes, there are some things that you'll always need, regardless of the situation, but some things you will need very, very specific methods of survival, and I don't think that they think about that. Give me the hotel toiletries. Exactly. Like It the Clown. Oh my gosh. I couldn't do that to you guys. If I was actually that scary underneath all this, I couldn't sleep well at night, knowing that I was flirting my way into your hearts with my awkwardness and obscure references. but in reality, I'm just a monster. I mean, I'm a monster in different ways, but I'm gonna have these shades. I wear my sunglasses at night. Thank you very much. Very, very deadpan. Very deadpan face. Apocalypse where everyone becomes VTubers, so there's nobody to produce any food. Oh, hey, Chowan, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. I run into these people all the time, and honestly, there's nothing more American than buying your anxiety away. That's really what it is. It's true. Listen, on one hand, I'm like, okay, whatever makes you feel better. Don't get me involved in it, but whatever makes you feel better. But like you watch the show and like sometimes there's like kids involved and you're like, guys, it's fine if you want to go live in a bunker in underground for 3 years. That's like 200 square feet. But I think you should also remember you have a teenager, and if your life wasn't hell yet, it's going to be. You may prefer whatever is going on outside. I'm going full spike hair, full 3-inch lift. Guys, what's so great about Death Road to Canada is that they just did an update, but they're doing updates all the time. And so there's stuff that I've never seen showing up all the time. And that's what I love about the game, is because that's why I play it so much, is because I thought, I'd get sick of it, but it never gets old because there's always something that I didn't expect. Like the whole BS move from last time where apparently axes can come out of old arcade games and kill you in one hit. I'm a little bitter about it, I'm gonna be honest. Good morning, Joan. Okay, quick question. Am I looking at my Nezuko drawing? I started digital art this week and I just want some tips. Shads, if you'd like me to give you some tips, if you would like to go to my Discord and post it in the Discord, I'd be happy to look at it in the Discord. If Bondbot would like to give Shads, post the link to the Discord, or you can go to my Twitter page and find it linked there in my bio. Here it's a little bit tricky. Wow, look how stout, I'm so stout. Look at I'm a little barrel. My husband's parents believed the second coming was imminent as far back as 1980, and then 1990, and then to 2000s, and it messed him up real good. Well, yeah, that'll do it. What do they say when it doesn't happen? That's always what gets me. Okay, it didn't happen, so how do you reconcile mentally with being wrong about that? That's a big thing to be wrong about. Prepper husbands know how to brew beer and farm in the backyard. I will never run out of tomatoes. Well, I mean, that's the part that I don't mind, because at least it harbors, like, on some level, it harbors, like, super important skills, right? And that's fine. Those are skills that I envy. Like, I kind of wish, I want to go to, like, we talked about before, about how it would be cool to go to survival school, or it would be cool to, take, like, survival lessons, but lessons, but you know what I mean. Because I admire that. That's like really important knowledge that most people don't have, and could be very useful. Can't forget about my very, very supportive, totally functional bra here. Though I'm sort of hiding my formidable bosom. that? Oh, the dog only run. Oh, perfect. It was magical. It was a magical moment. I'll never forget it. That was a bad troll dev move. It was really bad. I was really bitter about it. Oh, Death Road to Canada is so much fun. By the way, we should, oh, Fig, we still need to collab. We should make that our collab. Oh my gosh, Fig, we should make that our collab. We've been talking about doing a collab and but we haven't really, it was like, oh, you got a Switch, let's do Mario Kart. But I think actually Death Road to Canada might be better. The mysterious ways. Oh yes, have faith, have faith. Any day now. How do you live with that kind of anxiety? Another thing. You can't really believe that it's any day now because I feel like that kind of anxiety would be crippling, right? You look like you're about to beat the crap out of someone for an overdue library book. Listen, I have been wanting to read House of Leaves for 6 months, and the son of a bitch that's been holding on to it can't possibly still be reading it, okay? Okay, thanks, Shads. Got that look where I'm not sure whether to ask you for my ID or ask you for an autograph. I feel like I just need an outgrouping strategy more than a sincere religious belief. That's a scary book. Yes. So, House of Leaves. I was thinking while I was looking for games to play that House of Leaves would be a fabulous walking simulator horror game. I actually looked to see if it existed. The only thing I could find was somebody's final project. They made a crappy walkthrough simulation of it, but it was not real. It wasn't very good. But no, it does not exist as a game. It is a fabulous book. Read it, love it, tell me what you think about it. No, House of Leaves, excellent book. It's the only book that is, I'll tell you, this is absolutely true. It's the only book that I have ever read where, movies do this all the time where if you're scared, you look over your shoulder, even if you're backed up against a wall. But this book did that to me, where I was reading the book and I had to stop reading the book. And it made me so uncomfortable. I was like, is there... I had to it gave me anxiety. I had to look over my shoulder, what's happening? What's going on? What's happening? But it is excellent. The only part about it I don't like, and this is not spoilers. The only part I don't like is that it's, do not read it as an ebook, because read it as an actual paper book because of the way that the text formatting is done. Apparently it kind of falls to crap. It does not translate well to a digital tablet. You have to read it in paper form and turn the book and stuff. Oh, but it's an excellent book. Oh, it's so good. You couldn't finish House of Leaves. I believe it. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. The thing I don't like about it, like I was saying earlier, was that there's two different perspectives, and the perspective of one of the characters I don't really value very much, and I don't understand why it's there. It doesn't really add anything to the story, but most of the book is written in the second person's voice, so it's fine. I didn't care for the book in general, but the physical copy is a must. Well, yeah, the part about it I didn't care for was that the perspective of one of the two characters was kind of I don't really know why you're a part of this story because I don't see the point, but I'll allow it, I guess. Wow, look how beefy I am. So beefy. The big asides that happened kind of took me out of it. Yeah, and that's the second character. I think I know what you're talking about. There's and on another note, backing out of this for a second, what, you can't do that. Annihilation Trilogy got me. I tried to watch that movie. I couldn't, I don't know what happened where I didn't watch it, but I was kind of interested in watching it. You haven't read a good book in a long time. Well, if you're ready to read a good book that will probably fuck you up, read House of Leaves. The first name of the author is Daniel. The last name is I don't remember what it is, but it's a Eastern European Russian last name. Okay, I think this is a good underdrawing to move forward with. I think I can proceed. This is going to be a much more cartoony, I think, than even the Sumio and a Dirndl, because it is. Because how do you... Because at least with Sumio and a Dirndl, it could be like, oh, he's like a dude in a dress. Okay, fine. So, like, that's something that could theoretically exist in the world. But now you have, like, a mega buff Luna, who, though, despite being mega buff, managed to retain the breast tissue and fat to retain that lusciousness that we all love and enjoy. But also, you know, bottom half is a dog. Oh, Mark. Sorry, I thought it was Daniel. Oh, I see Danieluski. I was thinking Daniel was the first name. I do like getting fucked up by Booshk. Booshk? Book? Dirndl Sumio was super anime. I feel like the only way I could get more anime... I didn't make you shiny enough. I don't think I needed to... I think I needed to make you much more... much shinier. Make you the... I guess I can actually... Let me erase these things here. I think that demonstration is not necessary to go into the... to move forward. Keeping the breast tissue and body fat that we all love. It's true, though, right? I mean, it's fun. It's fun. You love me for my wit and my personality. I know you do. Honestly, if I was really hoping to get by on my boobies, I should probably have worn less, right? I mean, I'm not wearing very much right now, but I probably am wearing. You can't. I mean, I have to bend over really far for you to even get like a top butt crack. Get my front butt crack. Front butt. Can't barely. It's barely there. Thanks for the memories, toots. Let's see, back when I was a volunteer SNR guy, I read a ton of action reports, and that was all the horror I've needed since. So, Case, I should tell you the story. My mother hates, and I mean hate with a passion. She hates motorcycles, hates them. But it's not a case of she hates motorcycles because they're just a symbol of rebellion, and it's a, you know, it's not entirely a boomer thing. She hates them because she used to be an ER nurse, and she said the worst accidents she'd ever seen were motorcycle accidents. She said that the worst accident she ever saw, a young man came in, or she says, I assume it was a young man who came in. She wasn't really entirely sure because when he flew off his motorcycle, he wasn't wearing a helmet, and what must have happened is that as he hit the pavement, he must have slid head first, and so half of his head was completely missing, while the other half, like, it was almost like a clean slice had happened. Like he'd grated away on the road pavement his entire side of his face. And she said the worst accident, she said, I will never forget. She said, so when I was younger, watching all these, you know, Earth movies about, you know, cool dudes with motorcycles, she was like, you can never ride a motorcycle. You're never allowed to ride a motorcycle. Not even with a helmet. You're never allowed to ride a motorcycle. She said, actually, one of the things she said was that a lot of times the guys would come in and they would be dead from trauma, but they wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't always be like, oh, there's a limb missing, there's a face missing. It would be that the only thing that kept body parts onto them was the fact that they were wearing these big leather jackets and these leather pants, because once you finally got the clothes off, there was no connective tissue, real connective tissue that was keeping their limbs on them. So, now know how they clean out road rash. Wow. Oh, that hurts to hear. Yeah, I mean, I used to roll my eyes because, you know, I understand. So I think it's like, I guess the point of my story is like, when somebody says something like, I hate motorcycles, or I hate this, or I hate that, probably what they really mean is, I had a bad experience once, and it's hard for me to imagine anything else. Alcohol and a stainless steel brush. Oof. Front butt crack cuff. Oh, I'm going back up to read. Honestly, I kind of like that about your model, Luna. Oh, thanks. Well, see, here's the thing. I like to be brassy. I like to be sassy, sexy even. But I also am just, you know, some things are just for me, you know? It's not even that, oh, it's for, you know, if I ever get a boyfriend. No, it's just sometimes things are just for me, you know? I had seen a 2-part body. Ooh. 90% of motorcycle accidents involve alcohol. Oh, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I will say, oh, I should probably start drawing, huh? Start talking about motorcycle accidents. I will say that when I have driven, and you know, there's always the sticker like, mind motorcycles or pay attention to motorcycles. In some states, I will be critical of some motorcyclists for their very dangerous maneuvers. There have been situations where I have nearly hit people on motorcycles, not because I was doing something wrong, but because they're going 90 miles an hour through bumper to bumper traffic. And by the time you see them, they're already past you, and I could have shifted just a couple inches in one direction, and I'd have hit them. And so yes, I believe, yeah, share the road, be mindful, but like sometimes no amount of mindfulness is going to save that situation. I've had several very significant crashes on bikes, but all but one I walked away from. Is it so? I'm just curious. Like when I guess this doesn't. You can't really answer this question because it probably depends on the model of the bike and the size of the bike. I see sometimes people in these giant monster Harleys, right? And they're huge bikes, and I think. So it's less safe in general, I guess, than a car because you're not really contained on all sides, and there's no real protection. And if you get into a crash, presumably I imagine you being crushed by this large machine, you know? Like at least one half of your body. What's the biggest tip I can give for you improving your art? Well, I haven't looked at your art yet, and I won't be able to look at your art until after the stream is over, my dear. But I will give you my constructive feedback. In general, speaking in general, for art, I think good rule of advice for anything in general is that repetition is basically the key, because it's like any other skill. Why am I having such a hard time with straight lines today? Most common injuries are sprains and burns from hot exhausts. If we go into common serious accidents, jaws and collarbones. Harleys are huge, loud, and comparatively slow to other bikes. But Shaz, yes, I will give you some feedback once I get a chance to look at your work. All right, how do I want to do this? Because I'm kind of trying to figure out how thick I want the lines to be. See, I used to like the idea of a giant Harley because I liked the idea of the fact that it was. It had like the potential for I know this is going to sound really nerdy, storage, like the little like storage units that are on some of the bigger motorcycles, little like, and the idea of like, you know, traveling the country and traveling the world on this with just, you know, just what you've got on your bike. It was very romantic notion. But honestly, I have no idea how much you can actually fit in those things. I'm getting a lot of, like, Sephiroth vibes from this hair at the moment, which I don't hate. I've been cycling a ton lately, but I've been really paranoid about cycling in traffic, so I've been trying to use paths as much as possible. Saddlebags, right. So if you go to Craigslist right now, you'll find tons of bikes, local, which are like 8 to 15 years old and have like 3,000 miles on them. I've been cycling a ton, but I've been really paranoid. How much experience do you think that biker really has versus how much do you think a 750-pound bike actually needs? I mean, yeah, 3,000, let's see. 8 to 15 years and only 3,000 miles on it. That's not a lot at all. My guess, though, I made the assumption that that was the reason why people bought those giant Harleys was so that they could do the whole travel across country, when probably the real reason they bought the giant Harley is so that they could show off their giant Harley. Current capacity is reasonable even on the bicycles. Most guys who crash seem to honestly be trying to buy a lifestyle. Hey, Kanan, welcome. Hey, no worries about being late. No worries. I'm just getting into the final line work. I don't know how far I'll get tonight. Is that a scroll in your hands? No, it's gonna be the lead pipe that I was using to, you know, bludgeon zombies to death. I have come to bring despair to Lunaroth. Hey, pigeon boy. A giant egg roll or a nice burrito, a decent burrito. Ooh, too small. Still too small. Still too small. Better. Let's see. Oh, we're talking about motorcycles. I did Florida to northernmost parts of America, Coldfoot, Alaska, and yes, storage was great. Big distance touring on a motorcycle is very physical. I bet. I'll do the stars later. What do I think about visiting India someday? I visited India. I visited India on 5 occasions. I once, on one occasion, I went to India. I was there for 2 months all by myself. I went all over. It's a beautiful place. It's an interesting place. I can't wait till I can go back again. I know things are really hard right now. I know things are very hard right now. I hope you and your family are doing okay. Giant roti. I ate like a pig and lost 40 pounds. Interesting. Huh. It's interesting that it would be that physically demanding. I mean, like physically demanding, yes, but to the point where you would actually be running that much of a deficit, a caloric deficit. Hey, Suzuki, welcome. Nice to see you. Oh, I would love it if you could show me around. There's so much I haven't seen yet of India. There's so much I have not seen. Yes, I know, you survived, and you will. You will get through it. It's just, until you get through it, it's very dark. Most of the big distance guys ride invisible bikes. You only get 2 meals a day on a bike, generally. Oh, thank you, Suzuki. What class are you in right now? I'm gonna go back to this layer and actually make it even lighter. There we go. Political science. The science of politics. So, Suzuki, since you just showed up, I'm drawing. I did the charity stream. Well, no, this is not. Actually, I'm getting confused. No, this is from I played a video game called Death Road to Canada, which is a zombie game. And at one point, and you can kind of mod a character to look like you. So at one point, my character is transformed in the game via like gamma ray radiation into this half human, half dog form. And my character's attribute, aside from all that, is that she is mega buff, like huge muscles. And so now I've got this mega buff upper body and this dog lower body that I'm dealing with. So that's what I'm drawing right now. Ooh. I'm glad you recovered, okay, Sumio. In the before times, I could often interact with European travelers along Route 66 on different motorcycles. I know a guy who eats only snowballs. Oh, the Hostess cupcake things and white rice. I mean, yeah, you mean just on trips or all the time? Because you can live off of real crappy crap for a short amount of time anywhere. I mean, you can make a sacrifice like that. I mean, there's McDonald's every 2 miles on most interstate highways. On trips, yeah. Got my super meaty lower arms. Very meaty. A very substantial woman. I'm very substantial. Why do I have sunglasses? I have sunglasses because my character in the game has sunglasses. When I designed her, I gave her sunglasses. I gave me her sunglasses. Forgot to draw my nose. The nose. I ate my spinach. I ate my spinach and I am what I am. I am what I am. We went on to win the IB record for 7,500 miles in 101 hours nonstop. Is that a record worth winning though? But like when you reach the end of that record, you got to feel like a pile of crap, regardless. Is looking like thug, like a thug? Yeah, I'm a thug, but I am a thug in the service of humanity. I am looking like a thug to intimidate. Although I don't really know that zombies can be intimidated. I am looking like this to intimidate the zombies. There will be a pipe in my hand. I'm not just sort of like gesturing weirdly. What was it like designing a character in Death Road to Canada representing you for what was definitely the first time? Oh, gosh. I mean, what I did was, so there's a function in Death Road to Canada where you sort of you could randomly have different attributes assigned to you. I didn't pick Mega Buff, and I think the other one is like ingenuity or I have ingenuity or something. I didn't pick that. There's a function where you can roll a dice and it randomly gives you attributes. So while I chose the way I looked, I did not choose my attributes necessarily. I just sort of decided that I wanted to stop on this and go with it. All luggage replaced with auxiliary fruity tanks. He barely got up. What was it like? His wife was thrilled. He was unable to walk for about a week. Oh no, he had to get nerve surgery for nerve damage in his ass. Well, that's what I hear like about people who do long haul trucking, is that it's actually very bad for your health in many ways. Sitting all the time like that. Anime fan best Death Road to Canada skill. The problem is it's a hilarious skill to have in your team. It's just terrible for it bodes badly for actual success. Because the chances are that that person, whoever they are, is going to explode before you can get to Canada, and you're going to be very close by when that happens. Middle of the dogs looks like a bread. Yeah, I mean, I was weird when the character came up and it was like this reddish color that sort of matched my hair. It also had these weird stripes, and I was like, I have never seen a dog with stripes. I mean, I've seen what do they call it? It's usually in very, very short-haired dogs, like I've seen them in bull mastiffs or in Staffordshire terriers. What's it called? Brindle. Brindle is the name of the coat. But Brindle, that's as close to striping as I've ever seen in a dog. They got sick of adventure bikes winning the Cannonball with fuel mileage and superior navigation, so they changed the route 5 to 6 times before moving it to, I think, Europe now. I tend to force the anime fan to do all the sad, frustrating work. That way they never get happy enough to full anime-chan. I haven't run in the... That reminds me, there's a race. There's a race that's run, probably not this year, but every year it's called... I think it's just called the Tuk-Tuk races. And you have to make it across some absurd amount of miles in a tuk-tuk that you have to buy yourself and outfit yourself and like take care of on the road, and you have a team, and like it's a just huge hundreds, maybe thousands of mile race. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of it. I'm getting a lot of times I get different things confused. I combine concepts. So Modbot knows what I'm talking about. A close friend of mine, wanted to do it with me. She's like, let's do it. And I was like, are you crazy? Yes, she is. She's crazy. Oh, the rickshaw run. Yeah, that's it. The Dakar used to be from Paris, France to Dakar, Africa, off-road mostly. Well, Luna, Chohan, currently my ship crashed in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and that's where I am currently. Sort of hiding out in the woods while I try to fix my ship. But I have been to India on 5 occasions, and I've enjoyed it each time. You know, I've had difficult situations on certain difficult situations, but nothing that would prevent me or discourage me from going back. Our big endurance event are the King of Hammers, Joshua Tree, Last Man Standing, and the Baja 1000. Ooh, Joshua Tree. I've always wanted to go there, to the Joshua Tree National Park. It's helpful if you room with one too. I forgot to assign chores to an anime fan I was rooming with once, and I was picking up pieces of Technicolor transformation sequence for months after. Nice. Oh, so... Oh, next time you come here, contact me. I'll give you a full tour of my country. Where in India are you? You give me the full tour? Like the whole... Like, it's a big place. I mean, I know you know that, but it's a big place with lots of people and lots of languages. Gujarat. Oh, I've never been to Gujarat. I've never been. There's the Rabari people. The Rabari people of Gujarat are very famous for their embroidery and their mirror work, which I would love to see in action. Like, I'd love to go to a village where they're doing it, or be allowed to kind of observe. Joshua is legit. Keep going until someone else has collapsed of exhaustion. Originally last on the Old Rules tour, 120 hours. And the top 10 finishers went straight to the hospital. Jesus. It's gonna be months. What was I gonna ask about? Oh, because this is totally unrelated to motorcycles at the moment, but I have to ask while I'm thinking of it. What are your guys' thoughts on, and Sumi, I know you've done these, but I'm curious about what people feel, how people feel about movie watch-alongs, because I confess to being rather confused by them. Because, like, yeah, I love watching movies with friends and commenting on them, but I just feel like I'm sort of curious. Is it when you watch the movie and you do the watch-along stream, do people go to watch them and to hear your commentary about the movie? Or do they want you to sit down, shut up, and just watch the movie and maybe occasionally say something like, oh, what happened there? Or, oh my gosh, who would have predicted? Like, I'm just sort of curious as to what the watching experience is like, and what you enjoy about it or what you don't enjoy about it. They want to see your instinctive reaction. For a watch-along, we're there for the personality of the VTuber. Case Coyote, it's important to know what you're made of. Yeah, it's important to know that you can withstand that kind of... Your body can withstand that kind of abuse, at least to get you through it. I mean, obviously they had to go to the hospital, and it's a test of, like, it's pushing the limits of human endurance. Depends on the movie or the VTuber. But personally, I don't really like watch-along movies. So what movies do you think do well for watch-alongs? Like, I don't think I'd ever do I don't think I'd ever do a watch-along that was like a romantic comedy or anything. I think I would like comedy movies, or maybe, I don't know. You know what I really so the VTuber Heavens to Betsy, she sort of has tapped into this. She's done this really beautiful, brilliant thing where, so her character is a goat from the 1930s cartoons, and so she's escaped from her cartoon, and she is now doing VTubing and playing games and doing art and doing movie watch-alongs. And she streams actual movies from like the 1920s, like the old black and white silent films that are not, what's the word? They're in public domain, so she can actually stream the whole movie in stream for people to watch. And it's brilliant because, okay, maybe it's not your style of movie, but you get into it because you can sit there and you can actually see the movie and the VTuber at the same time in one spot. And I like that. Even if I'm not particularly caring for that movie, I still enjoy myself because there's always something to comment on about these old, like, black and white movies that are just, like, absurd. These scenarios are absurd. Let's see. Cool if I think usually comedy or action. You either watch a movie you have never watched before. Oh, okay. Like, Luna, would I love to watch that masterpiece from 1991, Vanilla Ice's legendary Cool as Ice with you? Oh my god, yes. Can I be honest with you? I've seen it. I've seen it already, but I'd see it again. MST3K, exactly. I think they're usually either comedy or action. You either watch a movie you've never watched before. You seem to watch the so bad it's good streams. Good as Ice is fabulous. It is fabulous. Or one you love to watch. So bad it's good movies are pretty common. Any good movies can work for a watch along though. The Room or other meme trash movies. Yeah. Oh, that sounds really cool. Okay. Death Note. Holy crap, that's a cool idea. Yeah, it is. She does a great job. I'm going to do a Death Note watch along. Oh, it's incredible. Someone I knew had their kids watch films from each decade starting from the very beginning of the film. I think watch-along collabs are the best idea, honestly. Oh, watch-along collabs. Interesting. Usually a movie that you love that you want to share with the others. I think Luna should watch the 1984 version of Dune, extended edition, then laugh while we all die of boredom. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Who can I do a movie collab with? Oh, my God. There's so many movies that I love. But I love movies from each category. Like, I have movies that are terrible that I love, that I acknowledge are terrible. Oh my! I would love to do a watch along. It would take several streams because it's a mini series. But I would love to do a watch along for the mini series. Oh my gosh! It's so close to my heart because it's so bad, but I love it so much and I can't help it. The 10th Kingdom. If you've never seen it, oh my gosh! It's so bad. It's so good. It's everything. It's everything I need and more. Dune has Sting. Oh, I love me some Sting. I love me some Sting. Roomy. Oh, good idea, John. I've been listening to Henry Zebrowski go off on a so far 9-part podcast about Dune and what the fuck. You know it, Sumio? You know the 10th Kingdom? Oh, it's so good. 12 episodes by the end, and Dune still makes no fucking sense to me. 80s Sting is hot as hell. Amen. I never got a chance to see his musical that he wrote. It has really nice music to it. I wish I'd gotten a chance to see it. Let's see. So I have the basic here, but I have some accessories I need to add. Actually, before I do the accessories, I should do the finer line work on this layer. Oh, there's a beautiful song in what was the musical called? It was called The Last Ship, I think was the musical that he did. Sting. It was great. My head is too big, you think? Do you mean metaphorically speaking or physically? Because both could be true. But thank you, you're probably right. I was saying in another art stream that I often make the mistake of making the head way too big. So I will resize it. I think you're right. I gotta back up. So for you guys, because of the scaling of the screen right now, what is also happening for you actually is that when I look back up at OBS, is that for you it's slightly stretched. So it probably does look bigger than it actually is. It's just the only way I could get the screen to fit. But, But it was also possible that I just messed up the sizing, because I do that on the reg. Yeah, episodes of the 10th Kingdom. Well, I think it was 9 episodes, I think. 9 2-hour episodes if you include the commercials. But if you take out the commercials, it's probably an hour and a half each. And a movie where you watch a cult film would be ideal. Okay. Cats. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do Cats. It's too much. The, like, Uncanny Valley is just too deep there. Endless Summer is full of hot dudes high out of their heads talking about stuff nobody cares about like it's super important. Is that funny or annoying, though? Like, here's the thing. So, true story. Story time. And this is related. I'm not going on a tangent again. So, back when the movie Troy was coming out, with all the hot dudes in it, all the hot dudes, like, well, I guess it depends on your flavor, what your tastes are. But so it's got like Orlando Bloom in it, and it's got like Brad Pitt in it, and I think some other dudes in it that people liked at the time. And at one point, I said to myself, this movie's really bad. Like, I know it. I haven't seen it. I have not. I can tell it's going to be crap. But you know what? I want to go to a movie. I don't have anybody to go with. It'll be funny. At the very least, there'll be beautiful men to look at. I'll have beautiful men to look at. It'll be a shitty movie, but it'll be fine, right? So I go to the movie theater and I watch Troy. I was so angry. I finished it. I stayed in the movie theater, but I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave so bad. And the reason I wanted to leave so badly is because, yes, there were beautiful men in the movie. Very sexy, beautiful, shirtless men and butts. Gotta love a good butt. But most of the male characters, every time they open their mouths to speak, to say something, whatever they said, it wasn't necessarily what they said, it was always how they said it, that just left me feeling super annoyed with them. I was super annoyed with all the male characters in this movie. And no amount of butts, no amount of abs could save it for me. But I stayed in that movie theater, and I finished watching it because God damn it, I paid an unholy amount for the ticket, for the privilege. And, so I guess the point of the story is, like, you can have a beautiful guy, but you really, like, the beauty part of that equation only goes so far before, like, if they open their mouths and say something dumb, it's game over. Game over, man. Favorite movie of all time, but there's so many. I really would have to sit and think about it. Uncanny Valley is just too deep here. Yep. Oh, I should do Tommy. I should do the musical Tommy. That would be great. Pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. Yeah. There's one great quote from Troy. Oh, there are no agreements between lions and men. But you see, that's the level, but see, you can understand why that's the level of script writing that, like, that's as good as it gets. As good as it gets. Oh my gosh, Troy was so bad. And that was a movie that was just, it was banking, a movie that was banking on the female audience, I think. And, well, but there's a lot of, I don't know. I did like Tommy. Tommy is weird. I will say this about Tommy. Tommy is a very weird movie, but I enjoy it. It's the songs are very catchy. Much love to Tina Turner, as always. I kind of look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator. Quadrophenia, which features a moody young Sting by the same directors. Interesting. Quadrophenia. He is amazing. Amazing. Okay. Modbot. Copy paste. Make a note. Secretary. Secretary Modbot, hike up your skirt a little bit and wear a lower top, and then write down that name for me. Oh, Road Warrior. Oh, goodness. Now we're really getting into eye candy. Oh, I could do the Warriors. That's a piece of steaming pile of crap. Yes, you're writing down Quadrophenia. I had watched some British movies, but the movies you are talking about, I never heard about. You're not missing anything with Troy, Chahan. You're not missing anything. Don't worry about it. Those are hours I can never get back, so you don't need to see it. There's nothing there for anybody. Straight, gay, straight, male, female, other, in between, backward, forward, nothing for anybody. I can't watch you anymore for saying the Warriors is a steaming pile of crap. Oh no, I've created anemones. Maybe that was a little harsh. Young Sting from Quadrophenia posted to Discord for your study. Thank you, sir. I think she's confusing the Warriors with Bronx Warriors. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got them confused. I've actually never... Yes, I've seen Bronx... So Bronx Warriors is a shitty movie that's like a ripoff of The Warriors, which I have never seen. I've seen Bronx Warriors, though, and holy shit. Holy shit, you guys. I mean, watch it if you're into bad movies. But it's Bronx Warriors, but it's filmed entirely in like Italian slums. It's very weird. Now, okay, question. Oh, I'm not wearing my choker. That's no good. So a dog is this okay. Trying to figure out how to word this. You can tell I often have problems with this sort of thing. So normally, like, a dog's collar would be somewhere here-ish if the dog had a dog head, right? So the only other option is to, well, I guess I could put my little jangly belt, my little jiggle jangle belt with the little beady beads right here. And that would be kind of like the collar of the dog. Because I have a choker, which, I mean, is essentially a human collar. That's if we're being honest. Which, I'm not always, I mean, sometimes I'm a liar. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I lie. But I try to be honest. Anime to watch. Great. Do not watch it. Well, okay. Grave of Fireflies is complicated because it's a beautiful movie, and it's on a very important topic that people, like, historical topic that I feel like people ought to learn about, and so that's kind of one way to kind of be introduced to it. The problem with Grave of Fireflies, and I'm not giving spoilers away, is it's just very difficult. It's a very painful movie to watch. It's just extreme, especially, okay, I don't have kids, and I watched this movie, and it broke my heart. It crushed my spirit. If you have children, do not watch this movie. it will destroy you. Unless you're very, very strong-willed and are able to understand, like, able to, like, separate and compartmentalize. It's not that sad. I don't know. There's only there are very few movies that make me cry, and that is one that made me cry. Maybe I'm just sensitive. I don't know. This is a hot dog which has got cold. It'll just be your belt, yeah. Waist belt on human torso will replace neck collar for dog half, yes. Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. That's a good one. If we're talking art house, I only need to see this once, then you're missing come and see. Anime, but to actually answer your question, to give you real suggestions. Yes, Modbot is actually helping you. I would say anime suggestions. Anything really, I think a good place to start. Roll your eyes if you will, if you must. But Miyazaki makes beautiful films. The Princess Mononoke is a beautiful film. Princess Mononoke is my favorite still of the ones he's done. Castle in the Clouds is okay. I'm not a big fan of Howl's Moving Castle. I know that that's like sacrilege, but I just couldn't enjoy it. Gosh. Made in Abyss. I'm in the middle of it. I really like it. I know, again, that's another one people are like, ugh. That one is a difficult one as well, or becomes very difficult, but it's very good. Oh, The Secret World of Arrietty. I liked that when Marnie was here, but when Marnie was here, I feel like it was a little slow. Or the color of pomegranates, which is outsider art, as it's a painter who made a whole movie and it's extremely abstract. Interesting. You know how I feel about abstract and modern art. No, but I'm willing to look at it. I'm willing to like. Oh yeah, when I'm looking at the stretch between the difference between the dimensions of my screen and what you guys are seeing, you guys are getting an extra beefy version of Luna Dog-taur, I think. It's okay. You'll see the final version when I post it. Color of Pomegranates is also, I think, without a copyright holder and free for all to watch. Interesting. You get the thick version. Yes, you do. Lucky you. So yeah, I was just asking about like watch-alongs because I felt a little bit puzzled by them. Which is weird because I enjoy riff tracks, and I enjoy, I enjoy watching movies with friends and commenting. So I guess my question was more around whether or not it was like you were coming to watch it about, like, you want to hear me talk over the movie, or you're like, shut up, Luna, we're trying to watch the movie. We're just sort of here and you're just sort of there, kind of a scenario. But I'm just thinking, I'm just sort of like wondering, like, not necessarily, like, I always want to bring new new streaming content and experiment with things, like, which is why I wanted to do the meditation tonight and I just didn't finish the script for it. But it is coming. It is, all the other components are ready, like the ambient music and the sound effects are ready for it, and the background artwork is ready. I just didn't finish. I wanted the script to be right, and I didn't get it done. And I know it won't be done. Like, I won't be ready to do the stream next week because next week is an off week for me, kind of, in a way, which I'll again explain later. Why won't it? There we go. But I like to try new things. I saw something on Cyan's stream this week that I loved the idea, and I'm going to steal it. And I will give her, I'll credit her. Don't worry, I'm going to credit her. Cyan did a Minecraft art contest where she opened up a server just to create a creative server for anybody who wanted to join. She divvied up the landscape into equal parts. So that everybody had like a space that they were allowed to work within, and everybody just made whatever they want, and it was open for a couple days, and then she had like prizes she gave away for people for the art that she liked the best, and I love that idea. I love it. So I feel like I want to do that at some point. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going back up to read. I'll fix the dimension. Sounds like I screwed something up. It's okay, Modbot. It works. People are liking the thick Luna. Thuna is thick Luna. Hashtag Thuna. It's a tricky balance. Mind me referencing other VTubers to give you a concrete answer. Please, by all means. That's fine. Yes, we want your commentary, giggles, exclamations. Okay, we should try to watch your favorite movies first. I mean, the viewer has the power to just watch the movie themselves, too. That's true. I'm actually very excited for that meditation stream. Yes, I know. I'm working on it. I really am. I'm excited about it, too, because I've been working on... It's been in the works for quite a while. Like, I've been, in terms of working on the different components for it, and figuring out the feeling I'm going for, and how to do it, and how to instruct people correctly so that they have a useful and pleasant experience. So it's coming though. A tip: if you want to comment, then pause there. Pause there, the movie, do it. I'll take the bronze medal in that. Mio, Subaru, and Kirone have a legit great stream where they watch some garbage Japanese horror film, and it works for me because between the three, I can sort of self-insert. Okay. Unrelated, it sort of occurred to me that if you give Iria buns, and it's basically Luna, holy fuck. Iria? As one of them always shares my point of view at any given time. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you all for your feedback. Yeah, so there's a meditation stream coming, and if it goes well, like, the thing with when you do something that's a little bit different and you're not quite prepared for the different components is that once you get it set up, like, once you have everything you need, like, once I do the meditation stream once, I'll have everything I need to keep doing it, and then it won't take so long to prepare in the future. And so I'm hopeful that if it goes well and I get positive feedback about it, that I'll continue to do it as a periodic thing. Like, maybe I'll end the week with it. Maybe I'll always end the week with it. Like, whatever Sunday stream is going to be, maybe it's just a drawing stream, maybe it's a chat stream, I can end it with a 15-minute meditation that's sort of geared toward people who are... like, people who watch VTubers, the people who game, who spend too much time in front of screens, and just sort of help disconnect. And, then you get tools to kind of use whenever you want, whenever you need them. You don't have to wait for every week for me to show up and tell you stuff. You can just be like, oh yeah, I remembered that breathing exercise that Luna mentioned. Let me try that. And that's kind of my hope anyway. Oh, bye, Puzzle. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming to join us. Hey, Soma Rigel. Welcome. Let's see. As one of them always shares this, thus I think grabbing another few to stream it would be gold. Okay, I like that idea. I like the idea of doing as a collab. Okay, Choan, thank you for coming. Enjoy your breakfast. Oh, thanks. Yeah. to give kind of, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I should let it be a surprise. But I often get compliments about my various gestures and my facial expressions, and I appreciate that. That's really, although that's to the credit of my artist and my animator and my model maker. But I have a couple new things coming soon. New gestures, new expressions that are coming soon that I hope you guys like. Just to make it easier for me to interact with you with the way that I want. Because there's a couple times when I've wanted to express myself in certain ways that I haven't been able to. Oh, Fireholder, thank you. Oh, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I have a couple of gestures on the way that I've kind of wanted to add so that, you know, your Luna can be more Luna-y. Make me more Luna-y. Loonish, loony. Make me more loony. I'm so freaking wholesome. Oh, were you here for the Five Nights at Freddy's stream? Because there were, I mean, it was wholesome in the sense that there were holes in some of the wholesomeness. That didn't work. I apologize. I gotta work on that. You're a very strong collab streamer. Well, thank you. I enjoy collabing. Collabing takes a lot of energy out of me, if I'm being honest, which is why I've decided to kind of try and just do one collab a week when I do them from here on out. You know, if something is really scheduled in such a way where it works out where I have to do more than one because of scheduling conflicts, then I will. But I think I've had to, as a streamer, as somebody I have had to be very particular about how I monitor my energy expenditures. It's just one of those things. How do I explain it to people? So I'm an introvert that loves people, but what that means is that I enjoy spending time with people, but that people take a lot of energy out of me. So I have to be mindful of that. So I you know, before I just thought I was a terrible person and a horrible guest, but now I realize that it's that I enjoy people. I just have to, I need a lot of time to recharge. So I've decided that in the interest of being a better streamer and in the interest of being a better guest, that I would monitor and kind of be more particular about the number of collabs I do. But I definitely think Case is onto something when he suggests doing a collab for a movie. I think that would be great. Is it possible for me to be more Luna-y? I don't know. I hope so. I hope I'm becoming a better version of me. I can shut down after people. People can be damned exhausting. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times when people say they're antisocial, I actually think they're not. I think they're not antisocial. I think that they are just low on steam, low on energy, and that's fine. That's just the way that you are. And there's nothing, it's not that you dislike or you're not having a good time anymore when we're talking about spending time with people. It's that you have used up your mental energy in engaging with them and you need to take a break. And it's not that people around you are particularly difficult either. It's that that's just the way the energy gets expended, you know. Oh my gosh. What if Dog-taur Luna is the final form? Like at the end of the year, my Christmas present to all of you is me appearing at, like, my new 2D model is me as the Dog-taur. I ain't got money for that shit. Ain't nobody got money for that. Ain't nobody got money for that. Oh, man. How much do other streamers feel like people versus chat in that? Oh, good question. So the thing about collabing is that no matter how comfortable you are with the people you're going to collab with, or, you know, how well you get along with them, there's always a little bit of nervousness in terms of, like, you don't want to, like, screw your part up, the setup up with the other person, because there's a lot of setup involved ahead of time, generally. And that's why collab streams often end up being kind of the buggier ones or the scuffier ones, because it's just the way that, you know, nothing works. Something that worked before, it doesn't work right now, or audio's not behaving. It's just, the way it is at the moment. And so there's always an element of nervousness. And so you expend energy in being nervous about the collab going well. And then you expend energy in the, in trying to actually get to know the person that you're collabing with, and in trying to be genuine with them, and be vulnerable. And I don't mean like telling them all your deepest, darkest secrets, but like being vulnerable in that you're trying to be yourself and get to know them and actually be authentic. Honestly, in that in self is tiring enough. Oh, thank you, Turley. Oh, wow, Turley, thank you so much. That's wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. Thank you. I already suggested you do a Marmot 2D avatar. True story, side note, I once, when I was younger, wanted to start a business, an accessories business, called the what was it called? The hoary marmot. Hoary is a verb that just means like kind of scraggly and rough around the edges. And then marmot is just a marmot. We wanted to do a company called Hoary Marmot, but then we found out that it already existed. Yeah, so I guess, so for chat, it's different in that, sort of like the difference between having a really deep conversation with one-on-one with someone and speaking to a crowd of people. It's much easier for me to speak to chat because I'm speaking to you all at one time. And so the energy is sort of, if one of you, for example, misunderstands me or is not connecting with me, it doesn't feel as nerve-wracking as if you're one-on-one with somebody and you kind of feel like you're losing them and you're in a conversation and you can't back out of it because you're with that one person, and you're in a collab and you can't back out because you're with that one person, and you're trying to, make it a good you don't want to like ruin it for them. For you guys, which makes it sound like, well, if I ruin it for chat, well, screw you guys, because no, but what I mean is that for you guys, it's easier because it's like talking in front of a crowd of people where everybody's faces are kind of indistinct. I'm not focused on one particular person generally. I mean, I respond to individual comments, but it feels less intimidating, I guess. Less socially intimidating. Chat is less socially intimidating than a collab. I hope that made sense. Yes, the hoary marmot. Hoary would be spelled Horry, I think. I don't remember. It was so long ago that we were thinking about it. Hoary, yes, Hoary. Thank you, Modbot. But yeah, I think that because with a collab, you're sort of thinking about, oh, I hope that this is something that ends up being good for them. Like, you want the collaboration to be something that is fun for the other person, and also something that they can use to build their channel and build their, you don't want it to be, don't want it to make it hard, use it to make it harder for them to make life, have a good time. So it's I guess more energy is more directly focused in a very particular way. And so it feels a little bit more stressful in that sense. But that being said, it's also a ton of fun because collaborations, oh my gosh, playing off other personalities and getting to know people, and that's what I love about it is, especially as a small VTuber level, is that you get to know people, actually can get to know people and talk to them and learn about them and become friends with them. And that's something that I have to imagine is very hard to do for someone like Callie or any of the HoloLive people, is that they're so big now that, I mean, I'm sure they have plenty of friends and plenty of online VTuber friends, I'm sure. But from a chat perspective, it must be very difficult to connect. Yeah, exactly, Sumio. You want to make sense. You want to balance attention while also staying a good host and a guest. Yes. Yeah, like when we did our Minecraft collab, I knew it was going to be fine. I knew it was going to be a lot of fun, but I also knew that like, you go into it being like, oh gosh, I hope I don't screw something up. Like, I hope I don't fucking screw up the audio, or I don't screw up the I don't know, the OBS, and I don't, like, maybe my one eyeball falls off my face, and I have to go into PRPR Live and draw a new one, you know, on the fly. It's not how PRPR Live works, but that sort of catastrophic thinking. I think the dynamic is more intimate in their member streams. It's odd. Oh yeah, that's right. They have like private member streams too. Now they have like, yeah, I don't know how big those are, but that would make it easier. Oh, hey Charan, welcome back. How was breakfast? What did you have? Going to a new layer now. That's true. It's become normal that for VTubers that collabs mean delay. And that's kind of nice that it's in the sort of an understood, it takes the like initially you worry about it, but it does take the pressure off a little bit when you kind of both recognize that, or whoever's collabing, that, you know, shit happens. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. And that does make it better. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what layer I need to be on. I want to be on this layer. Why won't it let me do that? Oh, there we go. Tea and chapati. Oh God, I love. You know what I love? My favorite breakfast when I'm in India is always. I love to have aloo paratha. Aloo paratha with pickle and curd is my favorite breakfast in India. Luna, when you find yourself getting anxious, just remember it gets worse before it gets worse. I want that on a motivational poster. I want that on a poster. Oh, God. I love it. Hey, well, put it right next to a banner that says we're all gonna die. Oh my God, Modbot. If you had the kind of connections that could get me a collab with Gura, I know that you're just AI, but I might marry you. I don't know if it's legal. It's probably not legal because you don't even have arms. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Hololive has a ton of scuff, and Cover literally started as a VTuber technology company. But I'm the guy with everything is terrible forever tattooed on my body. That's okay. I'm kind of the opposite. Here's the thing. I'm sort of usually I am obnoxiously optimistic, and I recognize that can be incredibly annoying to some people. But I feel like, given the options between being pessimistic and optimistic about things, I'd be like, I think I've said this in another stream where I describe myself as an apocalyptimist, which is somebody who knows that everything is shit and everything is bad right now. But even though it is bad, it is going to be fine anyway, in the cosmic sense, which I guess isn't comforting to some people, but it's comforting to me. Oh man, I haven't been to an Indian restaurant for so long. I miss the cuisine. It is good. I have visited Punjab. I've not visited Punjab. Where I've had aloo paratha was in Rajasthan. Well, we couldn't book Gura. She was too busy, but we got her second cousin, Joe Gura. I would love to do a collab with Joe Gura. I feel like that would be very appropriate. I can't marry you because you don't have arms. Well, that does make it sound like I'm rather shallow, doesn't it? Avoid Joe Estevez. Joe Estevez. Oh my God. Can I do a collab? Is Joe Estevez even still alive? Apocalyptimist. I am an apocalyptimist. I put it on my Twitter bio. The universe will outlive us all. I legit have it gets worse before it gets worse sticker on my bike. Oh, what? I thought you would be more the type to have that that coexist sticker on your bike. Oh god, that sticker kills me every time. The VTubing world is great these days, though. So much good content coming out, and subscriber bases are growing. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's... On the one hand, there's a ton of stuff coming out, so how do you keep track of it all? But on the other hand, like, there's a ton of stuff, so that's kind of great, right? You have a coexist sticker on your gun. To me, but it is. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Bye, Sumio. Thank you for coming. Oh, I really appreciate it. Oh god. Oh, I would love to do a collab with you, Void. Oh, that would be excellent. You could do just a voice. If you could just have your audio, you can do or if you want to do like a PNG thing, you just scribble something out and we'll just slap you on the screen and we'll do one. It'll be great. Oh my god. That was so good. See, I didn't even know you could put stickers on guns. For some reason, I guess I assumed that if you put stickers on guns, you'd ruin the stickers or the gun. Good night, Sumi. Want to talk about stickers? I have one of a legit gang on my car, and nobody seemed to notice except the one cop that pulled me over last year. Yeah, I might want to fix that. Might want to get that. Scrub that one off. Scuffed PNG tuber collab. I mean, that's what a lot of VTubers do. I mean, VTubers that have, like, I've done PNG collabs where I'm a PNG on someone else's screen because it's just because that's just how it works. Just that just makes it easier. It makes it more, it makes it easier for the programs to run more smoothly. So it's not on her. That's business as usual. Time for the pipe. Time for some pipe action. Fix my grip on this. I have aluminum grips on my old carry piece, so it was like why not? Cardboarditis. Yeah, for big, I mean, yeah, it's... Definitely if you're doing a collab with more than one person at a time. A lot of times you can get away with doing your regular live 2D if it's just two people collabing, but honestly, even then I've done, like with Sumio's collab, with the Minecraft collab, it was, I mean, quote unquote, just Minecraft, but we did PNG on each other's streams because it's just easier. It's just easier. Oh, good night, Pigeon Boy. Thank you for coming. One of the things that's fascinating is how young VTubing is, yet is as a technology. That is true. I mean, that's going to be the part. What I imagine happening is that first, what's going to happen is that the technology that currently exists for it is going to get more accessible, meaning it's going to get more affordable, which means there's going to be a lot. It's going to sort of saturate really fast in a major way. Then I think what will happen is it'll slow down a little bit because the technology will change and get better, but it'll now become expensive again because now the technology itself is in making advances, and now you're going to need much more advanced equipment to do it, or you're going to need, or there's going to be space limitations or something. And And then it's going to do it all over again. You're going to get the same thing all over again, where slowly people get more access to it. It becomes more affordable, and we have the same thing all over again. So I feel like that's how it's going to go. CPU drought is killing prospective VTubers. Yeah. Currently, because I'm I'm an FANC fan. Because I am fancy, I've got Mother of Pearl. Ooh, nice. That's part of the curse. Yeah, it's the cursed part. That's what makes it cursed. What interests me is the separate little interests catered to except guns, survival techniques, and motorcycles. I mean, I watched a VTuber narrate a rocket launch last night. Nice. We're already seeing that with lots of tracking. Yeah, what I would love more than anything is I'd love to, I mean, I'm sort of a bit on the shallow side of it in that and this probably is because I make a living, on my own planet, I make a living as an illustrator. I'm very much into the look of things. Like, yes, tracking is essential and important, and nothing is sadder than a beautiful model with crappy tracking, I have to say. But I gotta have a good looking, I likes me a good looking model. I loves me a really well illustrated model. What's her name? She's debuting on 666. She's a demon. I'm sure you've seen her little clips that she's put on. Kimrai or Simrai. Her artist is this amazing video game artist who she's just got to be made. She's got to be made of thousands of layers. I'm happy with a PNG. Yeah, I mean, when I have to do it for collabs, it doesn't bother me at all. She's hot. Well, thank you. You like my model. My model is, I am cute. I will give you that. I designed me, but then I had to, because I do not do the animes, the manga style, I had someone else do the final 2D art of me. So. The additional aspects are nice, but not important to me. All right. Wow. Jiggles, animations, poses, etc. Let's see, where am I in the world? Where are we at? Wow, look how chonky I am. That's some chonk. Chonky Luna. Chonky Luna Dog-taur. I'm not gonna draw those stripes in. It's weird. It's weird to have stripes as a dog. I apologize to any of my dog viewers that have stripes. Did I consider myself debuting in my style? No, my style isn't suitable for this sort of thing, I don't think. Not yet anyway. In the sense that like if I could, I'm not as practiced in digital art as I would like to be. If I were more comfortable in digital format, I think maybe I could have done my own model, but I'm not. So I had to be, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be realistic about your abilities and not promise people things you can't deliver. And so I knew that I have confidence in myself as an illustrator, but I have to acknowledge my weak points, and I am happy to pass it over and to somebody with expertise in something that I want to look good and want to make sure is the best that I can get. And so, I'm happy to find and commission people that know what they're doing. Someday maybe, but for right now, I think I'm relegated to making cursed art, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with cursed art. Oh, maybe they're rolls. Good idea. Oh, God. Oh, but then I've got to make rolls other places. Rolls do not exist in a vacuum case. You've got to have roll. If there's rolls somewhat in one place, you got rolls everywhere. Oh, so maybe it's like a what's that dog? The Shar-Pei. For audience reasons? No, not audience reasons. So there's two things. Comfort with the digital art format, and then there's also understanding the way to make a live 2D model so that it comes apart in pieces correctly. So when you have a 2D model, and I'm sure most of you know this, but let's say I want this to be my 2D model. Let's just say, I color it in, I give it away to a 2D rigger, and I say, make this into an animation for me, make this into a live 2D model. They can't do it because I've given them the art, but if they start to make these components move, all it's going to look like is pieces of it ripping apart, because all they have to work with is what's here. So let's say you want to animate the dog's tail. You want to have the dog tail move up and down. What you need instead is you need this art, but you also need to have every component that you need to move parceled out separately. So let's redraw the tail. What you really have to have is a tail that has ends like this. So the tail real part, the part that's visible to the audience, is going to be this part. But the part you have to draw you have to draw all this in here. Or, I mean, maybe not that much, but like that. You sort of treat it like a paper doll, so that part moves, so that when this tail moves, you don't get a weird gap where the tail is moving away from the body. As a bear, I know about rolls, okay? Listen, as a possessor of the boobalums and the estrogens, I am familiar with rolls as well. So, yes. So that's fine. So I know that. So you'd think, okay, Luna, you know that. So you know how to do a 2D model correctly. Yeah, I understand the basic principle, but when you start to get into like individual strands of hair moving and individual accessories moving and layering, I know that I would forget something. I could start really simple. I could probably do a very simple model. And that's probably how most people start. But looking at the way that I look now, this model is incredibly complicated. If you were to see the source file for all of the layers involved in Luna, in me, you would see like, why are there so many pieces? We don't even see those pieces. Well, you do, or if you don't, it's because they're a part of keeping. It's part of keeping all the seams looking nice and smooth. So, that's why I haven't really gotten into it yet, and I may never, and that's fine. I'm happy right now with my cursed art, my cursed drawings. They're good practice too. Actually, if nothing else, you know. And they do make me laugh, and that's, you know, can't put a price on that. Live 2D looks so intimidating. It is. It is very intimidating. That model I was on, Chimera, CIM, I don't know, that's bugging me that I can't pronounce her name. She hasn't debuted yet, but she's done by a game artist, and she's got to be made of thousands of layers. Looking at her, looking at the art that her illustrator makes, she has to be made of thousands of layers, and it's just crazy. Kimrai or Simrai, Cimrai. Let's see. There's also a little bit of programming involved, and you got to have an understanding of referencing the right parts to a parameter. Yep. Mm-hmm. And you have to understand how distortion works. Skin distortion. There is already a crab. Captain Krabs. I love Captain Krabs. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you don't know who Captain Krabs is, please every Wednesday evening, if I have a stream on Wednesday evenings, I always jump in beforehand to his streams and listen to his DJ nights on Wednesdays. And if I don't have a stream on Wednesday night, oh my gosh, it's like, it's party time. It's party time with Captain Krabs. Tried to teach myself how to draw years ago, but it felt so tedious. Doing live 2D work on top of that sounds impossible. What you're describing, by the way, sounds like dressing, suit making. Yeah, pattern making. Yeah, yeah, because you are kind of, it's kind of similar. You're sort of piecing apart. It's kind of like pattern making. Yeah, it's pattern making and accounting for movement. In that pattern making. So let's see if I can give another example. Actually, you know what would be good is if I do another layer and pick a different color. Let's see. Let's draw my face. So let's say I want this to be my model and I want my hair to move. I want my bangs to move. I want my necklace to move. So I draw this hair, right? I draw the hair chunk. Oh, that's not a good color. That's a stupid color. Why isn't it changing? Why isn't it giving me... Oh, I see. Here we go. Okay. I want this to move. But if I just do that, then that one big, huge chunk's going to move back and forth, and that's not going to look natural. So now you're starting to get into individual strands that have to be pieced apart and animated separately. On top of... So that, let's say we've got 4 sections now. But you can't just have those 4 pieces next to each other because now you have got a weird... Now you've got space behind that where you can see my face and it doesn't look natural. So you actually have to have a piece behind that that looks like that is exactly the same shape as that, so that when those parts move, it looks natural. Or you have to have you have to like build in transparencies, and it's crazy complicated when you start to get into individual things like that. "3D modeling seems a lot easier than live 2D, and this is coming from a weird fox lady who's been suffering with rigging an MMD model for Unity for months. Yeah, but Kanan looks great, super cute. No, you don't understand. I have a Mama Fox model I've been suffering with because the body base is rigged like shit and breaks Cat's Blender plugin." Yeah, so they're different. I looked into 3D modeling too when I was curious about the differences and stuff, and they're both difficult. 3D modeling, okay, you don't have the layers, but now you've got to know how to use a program like Blender, or I don't know what are the other ones. That Blender's the open source one, but and MMD rigging is remarkably hard. Yeah, they're just different. They're I would say that they're different skills. Maya's another one. All right, friends, let me see. Let me actually... Jesus. I'm smooshing my boob in a little bit here with my giant muscular arm. I am super buff, you guys. I kind of want to fix that hand. I definitely want to fix those hands, but... Wow. This is why I only make engines and guns much simpler. Well, yeah, you gotta put slot B into widget A and make sure you crank down on that monkey wrench or whatever the hell you need. Blowtorch, something, oil. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you knew that. I once had a book that's it was like from the 1970s. I don't know why I have it. Probably belonged to my dad. It was a book, and the title of the book was How to Fix Everything. And it was essentially just like a handyman sort of general fix-it-all kind of a book. And it was actually very practical and very easy to understand and read. And I don't know whatever happened to it. If I caught you within 10 miles of my shop with a monkey wrench, I'd kick your ass. Monkey wrenches are garbage. Well, right, because monkeys make terrible tools. They're too smushy. They're too mushy. They're made of blood and meat and bones. Don't slam that against your bike. That won't end well at all. We're not talking about the same thing, are we? Okay. I'm going to call it a night on my Dog-taur. I've got the basic outline done and I'm happy with it. But I definitely I'm glad I got to kind of the same point I got to with Thurndle Sumio before the evening closed off, so you guys can see the basic line art. But I will post the finished artwork on on Twitter. And it fills me with joy. I do imagine, gosh, if it were possible to convincingly and pleasurable, I guess, like actually rig this kind of setup, the temptation to do so would be great. Thank goodness that this stuff is as expensive as it is, because I can't be indulging in every absurd whim that comes my way, because there's a lot of them. Reject wrench, return to monkey. An acceptable one is $200. A previous workplace of mine had a rule that if anyone saw one of the engineers carrying a wrench toward the mechanic room, they were supposed to call security. Plumbers don't reuse anything, so they can tear anything up they want. Reject wrench, lost 10 medieval. I legit have a 5-gallon bucket of 10mm sockets, and it's like almost empty now. I definitely know the feeling about absurd whims. I can't forget them, and now I have a massive project backlog. It's a curse. I feel like where it starts to get people is it seems to have gotten to people in the arena of Skeb. People throw tons of money at Skeb. It's kind of like the tattoo of the VTubing world is Skeb. 10mm sockets are like your favorite socks. They just evaporate. Everything on Japanese cars is 10mm bolt, everything, and I never have a 10mm bolt 10mm socket when I need one. What's the Skeb equivalent of a tramp stamp? Ooh. There's so much trashy Skeb, it's hard to say. I'd have to give that some thought. There's a lot of trashy Skeb. And that's coming from someone. I have commissioned some Skeb, and I've gotten a couple of really nice Skeb pieces back, but it hasn't, like, the Skeb addiction hasn't struck me yet. I'm not overly tempted to continue getting Skeb. God, I love you guys. I love my chat. I love that we can. How does this discussion we're having about 10mm sockets and bolts relate to whatever we were talking about at the beginning? Probably nothing. But I would love to track that progression. But for now, I'm going to call it a night, my dears. So for next week, I'm going to post my schedule up on Twitter right after this stream ends. It's going to be, like I said, just a 2-stream week, but that's because I'm going to be working on the donation, the postcards, the illustrated postcards, which, by the way, if you're in chat right now and you have not sent me your address, please do, so that I can make your postcard. I think I have everybody's address that wanted a postcard in the $100 level. I'm missing a few $50 level people's addresses, but I'll have to reach out to them individually, I think. But I think I have everybody else that wanted one from the $100 level. So I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope you've had a great weekend. And thank you for the stimulating discussion and the laughs. I laughed a lot this time. I usually laugh during my streams, which is why I keep doing it. Why stop doing a fun thing, right? Got your space sponge, you're happy. I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. So I'm going to work on those postcards. I'm going to get them out to you guys, and I hope you like. It's just going to be whatever I feel like painting for you. I'm so excited about it because I've got some brand new paints that I bought actually months ago that I haven't had a chance to use, and I'm going to use them on these postcards, and I'm so excited about it. So I hope you guys like what you get. And then I will see you. I believe the next stream is going to be scheduled for Tuesday or Wednesday, and that will be Soma. That'll be Soma. And the next Friday is going to be my collab with Uni for the tabletop simulator games. So I hope you guys will, you know, if you could make those few streams, I'm excited to see you there. If not, don't worry about it, because the following week after that, it's going to be a full schedule, because I've got Ollie's back. So I've got to make I've got to propose marriage to her. So I got to make that video. And I hit 750 subs. So that's my first karaoke stream. That's my first karaoke stream. It's been a long time coming, and I can't wait to bless you all with my angelic voice. Yes. Good night, everybody. I will keep you updated on the Discord as things happen. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you again also to those who donated tonight. I appreciate that a lot. I know I don't sound like I need it, and but I do appreciate it. It does help a lot. It helps me with content, and it helps me sprinkle a little magic on everything. You know, everybody needs a little magic. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that a lot. And if you can't donate but you want to help me out, tell your friends about me. If you think they'd enjoy my content, I do the drawing streams, I do the gaming streams. I don't do the dancing streams yet, but that's because my legs don't work. I'm working on it, okay? All right, guys. Yeah, art supplies. Yeah, art supplies. I'm addicted to art supplies. All right, guys, you have a good night. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody, and have a good week.